Hello everyone, myself Sayan Khan. I am student of MCA and today my topic is Acid Properties Advanced Database Management Systems. So let's discuss about Acid Properties Advanced Data Management Systems. To ensure the integrity and consistency of data during a transaction, the database system maintains four properties. These properties are widely known as acid properties. First, atomicity. The entire transaction takes place at once or doesn't happen at all. Second, consistency. The database must be consistent before and after the transaction. Third, isolation. Multiple transactions occur independently without interference. Fourth, durability. The changes of a successful transaction occurs even if the system failure occurs. Atomicity. This property ensures that either all the operations of a transaction reflect in database or none. Either it executes completely or it doesn't. There shouldn't be a partial execution. Suppose account A has a balance of for $400 and B has $700. Account A is transferring $100 to account B. This is a transaction that has two operations. A. Debiting $100 from A's balance. B. Crediting $100 to B's balance. Let's say first operation passed successfully while second failed. In this case, A's balance would be $300 while B would be having $700 instead of $800. This is unacceptable in a banking system. Either the transaction should fail without executing any of the operation or it should process both the operations. The atomicity property ensures that there are two key operations are involved in a transaction to maintain the atomicity of the transaction. Rollback: if there is a failure in the transaction, abort the execution and roll back the changes made by the transaction. Commit: if transaction executes successfully, commit the changes to the database. Consistency: database must be in consistent state before and after the execution of the transaction. This ensures that there are no errors in the database at any point of time. Applications programmer is responsible for maintaining the consistency of the database. Consistency: the consistency property ensures that only valid data is returned to the database. Before committing a transaction, consistency checks are performed to maintain database constraints and business rules. For example, a transaction crediting 5,000 to a bank account with a current balance of 3,000 is invalid if the account has an overdraft limit of 1,000. The transaction violates consistency by exceeding the permissible account limit. Hence, it is blocked and aborted. Consistency enforcement prevents data corruption and valid entries. Only transactions abiding by consistency rules are committed to upholding data. Data accuracy: real-world business constraints are modeled into the database via consistency. For transferring $1,000 to B, A's initial balance is 2,000 and B's initial balance is 5,000. Before the transaction, total of A plus B equals to 2,000 plus 5,000 equals to $7,000. After the transaction, total of A plus B equals to 1,000 plus 6,000 equals to $7,000. There is no other transaction with which change values of A or B during execution of T. Then the new values of A and B will be 1,000 and 6,000. That is, A plus B equals to 7,000 after the transaction. The data is consistent before and after the execution of the transaction. So this example maintains the consistency property of the database. Isolation. A transaction shouldn't interfere with the execution of another transaction. To preserve the consistency of database, the execution of transaction should run concurrently when there is a transaction already running. For example, account A is having a balance of $400 and it is transferring $100 to account B and C both. So we have two transactions here. Let's say these transactions run concurrently and both the transactions read $400 balance. In that case, the final balance of A would be $300 instead of $200. This is wrong. If the transaction were to run in isolation, then the second transaction would have read the correct balance $300 before debiting $100 once the first transaction went successful. This is the acid properties which I present in this presentation. Thank you.